Hello friends, welcome to Atul Mac Business Channel, and today in this program we will discuss the true meaning behind some of the powerful words that we use in our day-to-day language, and the true meaning behind these powerful words can change our personality, can also change our business. So let's continue our journey down the dictionary, and I will be back in a moment. Well, friends, welcome back. And the first word on our list today is called save. Now, save is something which is very mundane, very simple word which we all speak maybe 20 times a day. But the true meaning behind save is really, not being spendthrift. And if you understand this true meaning behind this word, then we can become a very accomplished leader, very accomplished CEO. So, as a CEO, one of the responsibility you have is to spend money wisely and save for the rainy day. And therefore, when the economy goes up and down, the strong companies, because they have a lot of savings, they will be able to survive through because they will not have any problem with regard to fund flow, cash flow, etc. So to understand the true meaning behind save is very important and is one of the major characteristic of a successful leader and a successful CEO. Then the next word on our list is share. Share is something which is also equated to care, which we have covered as one of the powerful word when we were discussing about C, but today we are discussing S. So the share. So if you share your knowledge, it will grow. That is what people say, because you are now actually sharing with others, and while sharing, you are also showing that you care about them. So share is equal to care, and more you share, more you basically care about others. So think about it, friends. If you are a CEO or a leader, then if you do not share the success, you do not share the spoils, you do not share the revenue, then you will be called a very self-centered type of a person. And therefore, if you start sharing things, then you bring the cohesiveness in the team. Your team will get bound to you, and they will always appreciate you as a great leader. Therefore, sharing is the most powerful feature of your leadership quality that you can develop. And that is why we are discussing about share, even though it's a simple word, but it has a far-reaching effect. Being smart is also a very powerful word, and when we talk about smart, it's not only smartness when you look at it, but the smartness of your thoughts, smartness of your personality. So overall smartness, it's not that you have to look good to appear smart, and also your brain should be working very rapidly, very fast, so that your brain is kicking with a lot of new ideas. And therefore, being smart is also very important, and every leader, every CEO must inculcate these habits, must learn these habits. Now, it's a very vast subject. Smartness can be explained in almost like a course material. I can offer a course of 10 to 12 days where I can teach each person how to become smart, how to basically overcome certain things and become smart in looks as well as in thought process. However, I think this is something which is a very important point, and I thought I will talk about looking smart, because a smart person will make his presence felt in the room. A smart person makes a first impression, and a smart person also makes the lasting impression. So therefore, smart is a very powerful word. It basically helps you create your opinion, your image in front of people, and therefore being smart is very important, very critical for a CEO or for a leader. And the smile, smiling is again, it breaks all barrier. Smile, very powerful word starting with S, but people say that if you smile you can solve a lot of problem, and if you do not smile, then people will say, okay, fine, you is making a grim face. But if you have a smiling face, if you have a smiling conversation, smiling gesture, then half of the battle is already won. So if you keep smiling and keep happy yourself, then you will also spread that environment around you. It will have a rub off effect on the people in your office, in your team. So keep smiling. You make sure that you smile, and may also make sure that you solve all problems with a lot of smile on your face, so that the problem does not bog you down. It basically, it's just one of the events in your life which you are handling smiling on. And therefore smile is a very good gesture. We must learn to smile, we must learn to make others also smile while we are smiling. And then another powerful word starting with S today is being social. We have to be social because we are social animal. And if you are in the business, or if you are a leader, you have to be social because there is no other choice you have. And certain people say that, hey, I'm introvert, I'm very studious, I'm always busy in my books. And others will say, okay, I don't want to be too social because if I'm too social, my team will think, my team will not respect me. But I think I do not agree with these things, because if you are a leader, you have to be social. You have to check with each and every team member about his situation, about his issues, about his problems, and come up with a solution for that person. And in order to do that, in order to develop that habit, you also have to, at the core of your personality, you have to be social. And if you are not social, then you will never be able to understand what your team is thinking about you, or what the problems your team is facing. So being social is a very important virtue, and we all have to become social, especially when you are in the leadership role, or you are a CEO of a company. And then spark. Your brain must be sparking with new ideas, and it must be sparking with how do you handle a situation in many different ways. So spark is a very powerful word, and I thought about talking about spark. It starts with S. So when we talk about spark, it's just a movement that we're talking about. It's a trigger in your mind, and the trigger could be something which is creative. It could be a new idea. It could be some sort of inspiration, and that means the spark in your brain is happening, in your mind is happening, because you are getting some input into your mind. So this is very deeply related with how observant you are about your surroundings. And if you are very observant, then you will actually invent new ways of handling the situation, and that will basically over time build your wisdom. And that is what the real experience is. If you have if you are very observant and you have seen these situations many times, you would come up with a new creative solution every time. And after some time you will basically become a much wiser man, and you will know exactly what needs to be done if that situation arises, because you have now multiple choices with you. So spark is very important. Now well, it's a very simple word, but then it's basically reacting to what you are seeing. And therefore be very alert, be very observant of the situation which is happening around you, is what this spark is all about. So therefore the real meaning of spark is basically be very observant and be very creative all the time. Whatever inputs your mind is getting, you are now churning them and coming out with newer solutions because of this habit. And then if you do all this, you will become super, you will become superlative. You will become a superhero for your team, because now you are able to not only become their, social godfather. You have all the solutions. You are also bubbling with new ideas, and you are also caring about them, and therefore they will think that you are a fantastic leader. You are a fantastic boss. You are super. You are a superhero. So super is a word which we must try to inculcate in our real life. It is not just going to a movie and watching our best superhero. You can become a superhero of your own, in your own right, and for your own team, for yourself, where you don't want to depend on others. You want to come up with a solution and not shy away from doing a good deed, and therefore you can become a superb leader. And while being a superb leader, you also have to be selfless. That means uh, you are looking at your team before you. That means you are caring about your team and trying to solve their issues before you come to your problem, because everybody will have the same problem. If you are a leader, you are a CEO of the company, you will also have thousand other problems on your head. But a selfless CEO will be looking at his team first, solving their problem first, and then come looking at his own problems. And also in terms of sharing the revenues, you will be very generous in sharing the revenue. So if you actually share selflessly with your team, then obviously the team will be very cohesive, because they will not get that kind of environment anywhere else. No CEO will be able to replace what you have created for your team, because you are selfless. You are not as stingy person, and you take care of your team like it's your own. So therefore, being selfless is also a very important virtue of life, which every CEO, every leader must develop. And in the end, success is something that we cannot end our discussion today, because this is the most powerful word, starting with S. And why success is so important, because everything that we do in life, we are doing it for becoming successful. If you are studying in school, we want to become high scorer in the class. If you're doing some business, we want to win a lot of orders, and each order is success. Scoring high marks in school brings a lot of success. So the feeling of success is important, and therefore you must be hungry for success. You should not be hungry for money, you should not be hungry for power, but you should be hungry for success. Why? Because success will bring money as well as power to you. And if you're hungry for money or you're hungry for power, success will not touch you. So therefore, all the great leaders, they understand this fact very well, and they look at the success. That means they look at the aim that they have set out for. And if the aim is wavered, then the success will not be achieved. Therefore, success is very powerful word, and we thought that we will end our discussion today, the powerful word starting with S, with this word called success. So friends, what do you feel about some of the things that I've shared with you? If you have any opinion, do send in your comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.